Welcome to another day of nothing but books with Read With Me, and today we are doing another book by Linus Mate, or Mate if you were to be a gun. And this book is titled Developing a Disciplined Culture of Savings. So today we're going to talk about money, everyone's favorite topic, right?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
My favorite topic too. So, what is money? What does money mean to you? So Linus did a great job by giving us a systematic breakdown of the topic of money and savings. And I like how he executed it. Disciplined culture of saving refers to a mindset and a set of habits that prioritizes saving money and managing finances in a responsible, and here is the key word, intentional way. If you are not intentional about money, you cannot save money, and you have to be really intentional about it, because if you are not intentional about it, all you will say is I don't know where the money went. Reading the book, you get this sense of easiness in his book, but trust me, saving is not easy. He even made mention it's not easy. It requires you making difficult choices. Sometimes when you just decide to save, that is when certain opportunities in quotes come to you. Pay in installments, buy one, pay tomorrow, buy today, pay tomorrow. These kind of schemes just begin to come to play and just try to have an effect on your cognition. So you start thinking, oh, if I pay an installment, I'll still be able to have money with me. I can just sacrifice my savings and then I replace my savings later. Like you just explain.
You explain because no evidence.
I would say this whole book can be summed up in one word, that is intentionality. And what Linus makes us understand in this book is that if you are not intentional about savings, you can never save, because to save you have to make difficult choices. You have to make sacrifices. When I say intentionality, what do I mean by intentionality? Let me give my life as an example. I always calculate. And when people see me, they tend to make fun of me. If you're watching this video and you've seen me calculate before, drop a comment. And so whenever I make a purchase, I always sit down to make calculations as to whether, one, I need to make this purchase. Is it a need or a want? That's the first thing I ask myself. If it's something that I really need, I tend to calculate, okay, how much money do I have allocated to this? How much can I spend on this that will help me be able to retain money for other stuffs? So I'm somebody who, I used to be someone who used to spend a lot without even thinking. But I read a lot of books, and one of the books I read was the Rules of Wealth by Rules of Wealth. And he actually, in one of the chapters of that book, said there is power in noting down your expenditure, there is power in planning your expenditure, and there is power in giving a second thought before a purchase. When you do all these things, you realize that you become so meticulous about your spending. You become so careful, and money doesn't easily leave your hand. Another thing that can help you in your saving life is to know where you are going. Have goals, long-term goals and short-term goals. These things give you a reason to save. Because if you do not have a reason, there is no motivation. There is no drive to save, because you don't know what you are saving towards. You are just keeping money down. And when the next iPhone comes out, you are taking that money to buy the next iPhone, to buy the next MacBook, to
Shut up and take my money.
update or renew your wardrobe.
Shut up and take my money.
You do not have a long-term goal. You don't even have a short-term goal. So your money is just for now use and not for tomorrow use. But when you have a long-term goal and you break it down into short-term goals, it gives you the motivation to save. Okay, at the end of the year, I want to purchase that piece of land. you start to break down your long-term goals into short-term goals. How much can I save? How much is the land? How much is the land going for? How much can I save each and every month to help me reach that target? And then you begin to plan. Once you've written it down, you've drawn a blueprint, you know the duration, how long it's going to take you to get there, and how much you need to get there. You begin to follow your plan. And even when you miss your plan, you have the drive and the willpower to make up for that miss. So you begin to supplement things, editing your budgets and putting certain things in place to make up for the lost time, so that your deadline is not postponed to a further time. Making mention of budgets is like the bosu in everything I'm talking about. So you need to create a budget. What is a budget? A budget reflects your financial goals and your values. A budget is basically a plan for how you allocate your income and how you allocate your expenses. When people tell me they don't have budgets, I'm like, then how do you know what to put money into? And when it's quite serious not to have a budget. People, when you hear someone saying, I don't know where the money went. I was paid on 1st of May. By the end of the week, I'm left with virtually nothing. When you probe into the life of such people, you realize that they do not have a budget. They might have not even heard of what a budget is, or they know what a budget is, but they are not disciplined enough to stick to their budget. Anyone who is disciplined enough to stick to his or her budget never goes into financial turmoil, never goes into financial hardship, because he has everything drawn, everything allocated. So how do you go about this? So you need to set, first of all, specific and measurable goals. Do not set goals that are equivalent to building castles in the sky or on clouds. Doesn't make sense, because your earning power is not equivalent to your expectation. So you need to set specific and measurable goals, because these make your financial growth more concrete and easier to track. Instead of setting a goal like saying, I want to save more money, be more specific. I want to save 800 cedis every month. Once you have a specific goal that every month for the rest of the year, I'm going to save 800 cedis, you begin to work towards it. You begin to plan towards it. If you are somebody who earns money on a daily basis, you begin to work towards it. Okay, I made this amount of money this day. Okay, so it's 5 days now. I've made 500 cedis. I'm now left with 300 cedis to go. Okay, so I've gotten the 300 cedis now. My savings is set. Now let's go into the expenditure field. All right, I'm spending this on this. Now let's try to attain this. Okay, we are done with this. Bills is off. Okay, now food. Let's try to attain food. It's like you are playing a game. That's how I live my life. I live my life like I'm playing a game. So it's like Super Mario, right? Yeah, you are done with level 1. All right, now we are going to level 2. All right, now we are going to level 3, level 4, level 5. That is how it's supposed to be, and it makes it more interesting. I'm somebody who I'm not a playful person, but I view things in a playful way just to make them interesting to me. So I can just be there and just be laughing. Creating my own jokes and laughing at my own jokes. And that's how I make myself happy. I'm not the type of person who goes out a lot, socialize. I'm not an antisocial. At the same time, I don't socialize that much. I cherish my personal space, and it seems I'm going off topic.
Help me! If they carry me, they go where I don't know.
All right, let's take back to the topic. So basically, that is it. Just let it look like a game. Have a target. Once you meet that target, celebrate, right? Be happy, clap for yourself, and you are moving to the next target. Because when you budget your life, when you have a structure for your life, you begin to know whether you are making progress or whether you are not making progress, whether you are delaying progress, and then find strategies to speed up your progress. Because without a plan, you wouldn't even know whether you are going to get there or not. I might just be talking. It might sound easy and simple and interesting. And if it's interesting, please like and subscribe. Alright, but trust me, it's not. Savings and developing a saving mindset, it requires taking a lot of risk, and it requires tons and tons of willingness. And it's quite sad I didn't read this book in conjunction with the Rules of Wealth, because some lessons were repeated. A lot of lessons were repeated here, and to rate this book lower, I would say it didn't do much execution to the topic of savings like Tybalt Maurice's book and Rules of Wealth did. But it's still a good book. You don't have to live like there is no tomorrow. There is a tomorrow till Jesus comes back. I was listening to Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, and he made mention that there is no money or no income that is too small. Even if you are earning a low income, it means that your expenditure and your mindset has to come to the level within which your earnings are. You can't be earning less and every day you are going to work, you are just booking an Uber. Meanwhile, you know that there's a public transport that leads to your workplace, or there's an Okada, motorbike, taxi that can get to your place of work at an affordable price. And because you are poshly dressed, because you are working in a high institution, and you are like, I can't go to work with a public transport. What my people think about me? I mean, I'm a big girl, I'm fine, I'm fly, so I have to enter the office with an Uber, comfort Uber with air conditioning and all these things, pleasing people, right? Pleasing people is an expensive life, and if that is the road you are going on, savings won't work for you. You would save, but that savings will not save you. You will save but end up digging into your savings every time without allowing your savings to mature and then later graduate into the realms of investments, which I will touch on later. The most effective way to save money is actually reducing your expenses, because the expenses is what is taking the money away from you. So to those saying my expenses have skyrocketed, I have a lot of expenses, a lot of mouths to feed, a lot of people are relying on me, let's do something more practical. Open your budgets, wherever it's saved, in a book, on your phone, on your notepad. Just open it and then begin to look for areas where you can cut back on expenses, such as reducing your monthly bills, your eating out, such as your transportation. You are going to work, and on that same route, a public transport can send you there. But rather than going with the public transport, you are going with an Uber. The Uber charges you more than the public transport. You eat out every Friday and Thursday in a plush restaurant or at a chop bar. But if you are able to sit down to think of how much you spend at that chop bar or restaurant and compare it to you buying ingredients to cook and refrigerating it so that you keep heating it up every time you return from work, you realize that you'll be able to save some money when you decline or refuse to go to the restaurant. What else again? In terms of rent, you are single or you are married or you are dating. If you are dating, don't stay with your boyfriend or girlfriend. That is for a different video. You should realize that your living also has now become part of your expenditure, and as such, you need to take note of your living conditions. You are single, yet you live in a 2-bedroom house. Is it for you and the Holy Spirit? Because your girlfriend can't come and stay with you. So who is the second room for? So you need to start thinking. You renting a single room will save you a lot of money. You are married, but you are living in a 5-bedroom house. Meanwhile, you just have few kids. Or even if you are giving birth to a lot of kids, do you really need that much? Looking at your current financial state, you are not earning that much, yet you are living in a big house and you are paying a lot of rent. It doesn't make sense. You need to cut down. And when you begin to cut down on these things, a single man, you are cutting down from 3-bedroom, you are now in a single room, and you are no longer taking Uber, you are now taking the public transport, you are no longer eating on Thursdays and Fridays, you are cooking and eating at home. And we are no longer eating 3 times a day. You've now scaled it down to morning and evening. Or if your financial strength is not that good, you've now scaled it down to once a day, and then the remaining hours you just balance it with some snacks. You realize that at the end of the day, the sum of money you spend from your expenditure would have dropped drastically. And you begin to ask yourself, where did all this money go to? It was all going into unnecessary spending. And then now you can now make that effort, that conscious effort to redirect that money into savings that would end up saving you in the future. Because if you do not have savings, you are not safe.